All right, guys. So this is something that everybody is talking about after Seedance 2.0 debuted last week. And it's one specific clip, and that is the clip of Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. They're having this and I'm going to show you the clip, and this is for just demonstrative purposes only. So please don't, you know, because Disney and Paramount, they're going like way crazy right now with the cease and desist. They've sent out ByteDance, which is the owner of so many products that we've come to use. CapCut, you have also TikTok Music, so on and so forth. And then Seedance 2.0, they just released last week. Right here, it was, and it says here, look, the Walt Disney Company and I think the MPAA also, they sent a cease and desist letter. Now, I just want to show you, I can show this because it's in the Wikipedia. This is Creative Commons. So this right here, I want to pause this. This here, well, let me show it to you first. How do I get this shit out of here? Hold on. Let me just refresh. So, dude, notice
Hola, bebé, ven aquí.
in Spanish. In Spanish, she said, "Hey, sweetheart, come over here." And then she's like, "What's going on, my love?" Right? So that could have easily been a commercial for whatever product. Insert product here, right? And speaking of products, I want to show you this too. This was just announced. I believe it was February 11th. So that must have been on a Wednesday. That Heineken was going to slash up to 6,000 jobs, right? And you hear it here first. Look, this is the dude from Heineken, and he's telling you right now.
Productivity has been a top priority in our evergreen strategy. And as we reiterated at our capital market event last October, we want to further step up productivity. We committed to 400 to 500 million euros of savings on an annual basis.
So keep in mind, he just said anywhere from 4 to 500 million euro on an annual basis, right? And they're operating. So Heineken NV from Amsterdam, their operating revenue their operating income was $3.9 billion. So if they're going to slash up to 6,000 jobs by 2030, and they're going to save anywhere from 450 to 500 million euro a year, that means that they're going to go from 3.9 to possibly 3.4, 3.3. It depends on how they're doing as far as sales, because as you already know, Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, they're consuming a lot less alcohol. That's besides the conversation of this video, but a lot of big alcohol, let's just call it big alcohol, is really suffering from sales. It's like year over year, like 20% less people are consuming alcohol. So Heineken is one of the first public companies to come forward and says, yo, we're going to be slashing anywhere from like 6,000 jobs. All right. And then say in the process, by 2030, we're going to be saving up to 500 million euro per year. And the reason why is because they're going to start automating the process of like all these data entry jobs, right? Watch this.
And this is a first operationalization of that commitment. It's a combination of earlier announcements like the reduction in our global head office to a more lean and mean strategic head office.
This is all corporate jargon, like legal mumbo jumbo, but basically they're saying that they're going to be replacing most of their employees with AI. Watch.
Ongoing brewery closures across the network, but particularly in Europe. Moving people to business services, as well as more local for local productivity savings. So indeed, that adds up to around 5,000 to 6,000 jobs over the next 2 years. And again, we believe this is very important to both deliver against the profit expectations, but also to be able to invest in growth in our premium brands, in our 0-0 propositions, as well as digitizing the business.
To the point, the
Okay, and here's where she comes in and says, "Listen, let's cut the mumbo jumbo and tell me if it's AI or not, because it is."
Organization that you're talking about doesn't sound like it's AI driven. That you're not extracting because you're simply automating. Is that the right assumption?
Now listen to this slick, and you can tell, like when they stand like this, they've been training. They have people that train them for these answers. Look, this is like the perfect response, and obviously they have to admit that it is AI that's taken over all of their jobs.
It's partly also due to AI, or let's say digitization. We were relatively late to scale our business services organization. That's a very big part of our Evergreen 2030 strategy, with around 3,000 roles moving to our business services, where technology, digitization in general, and AI specifically, will be an important part of ongoing productivity savings.
So you see that, right? And the reason why I harp on Heineken is because this is one of the first big companies that is like doing this. And right here, you're talking about now Heineken, they spend a lot of money advertising. So that is talking about commercials. And I have a lot of experience in commercials. I shot over 50 commercials. Most of them I appeared in front of the camera, and then I did a lot of production work as well. But I'm talking about TV, film, and commercials. I've done a lot of commercials in South Florida, both regional, in the tri-state area, and a couple of national commercials. And one day I'll share that with you guys. And the reason why I talk about Heineken and commercials is because that's going to be the first. That's going to be the first bar of acceptance. And you already saw it with Coca-Cola. Super cringe. It wasn't done very well. It was all AI during the holidays, with the penguins and the reindeers and the Santa Claus. It wasn't done that well. So think of this as, excuse me, generation one, like Gen 1, of what we're seeing. But after Seedance or Seed Dance, which is, let's just call it Seedance, debuted this week, like you started seeing so many people making, big budget, almost, I would say early Marvel type of production and special effects. And it's going to get even worse or better depending on whether you see the cup half full or half empty, right? Depending on your level of optimism. And the reason why I talk about this is because this is a clip that sent the fucking world Hollywood by storm, and they're having a fucking massive heart attack right now. And I queued it up, boys. So here is the clip that everyone is up in arms. Everyone in Hollywood is up in arms. But to me, this is very impressive. Now, the voice of Tom Cruise, they didn't get it right. More Brad Pitt, his voice was right. But when you look at the close-ups and the trembling of the skin and the blood and the sweat and the sound effects, this is truly impressive. And I'll show you a couple more tweets as we go along in this video. But I want to reiterate, this is specifically for demonstration purposes only. And, fair use, all right? Because Hollywood is phone calls are being made left and right now. Listen.
You killed Jeffrey Epstein, you animal!
So his voice sounds really much like Brad Pitt's, but not Tom Cruise.
He was a good man! He knew too much about our Russia operations. He had to die, and now you die too.
So that's it. And thank God that this fake commercial queued up, because like I said, this is going to be the first of many attempts, and you're going to see it in Asia, you're going to see it in China, obviously. And what I'm talking about is clients. Clients are the ad agencies who are working for, who are hired by Pepsi, Gatorade, insert product here, right? Insert Fortune 500 product right here. And, I've worked with big agencies like Saatchi & Saatchi and several others that, aren't coming to mind right now. But Saatchi & Saatchi used to be one of the biggest during the 90s, 80s and 90s. I'm talking about when you go to their website, Saatchi & Saatchi, you'll see their client list, huge products, guys, Fortune 500 companies. And I want you to look at this commercial. And I'm going to, once I show you, I'll show you how it's pretty much fucking GG for even a lot of models and actors. Watch this.
Worth it. Introducing our new hair serum for hair that shines with strength and beauty. Strong, beautiful hair.
We've seen this for the past, how long? What, 3 decades? Maybe 40 years since the 80s? We've seen that I want to show you this again.
That shines with strength and beauty. Strong, beautiful hair.
So that
For
means
hair that shines with strength and beauty.
So that means
strong.
that these 3 model actresses that are trying to make it in the business, it's over. Like, if you look at a client, Revlon, whatever, insert product here, they're going to say, yo, each one of these commercials costs us maybe anywhere from $500,000 to like probably upwards of $1 million, depending if we want to go national, depending if we're like, we get like a big name star. I don't know why Eva Longoria just popped in my head, but let's just imagine, right? Eva Longoria, it got hired by this company, and they want to push this new hair product. Dude, those days are over. They're over because they can get somebody that kind of looks like her, but not really, right? And good luck trying to take these companies to court, because they're going to say, oh, well, like right now they're saying that, oh, you scanned the internet to scan the faces of Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, and so you use those faces to model your large language models, to mold your large language models. Hey, good luck, brother. Like, they could have scraped the entire internet for decades of footage and material, music, film, TV shows, appearances, the Tonight Show, the Late Night Show. It doesn't matter, dude. Like, how are they going to pinpoint each and every like quote unquote infraction of like, oh, you copied this moment, or no, but his twitch of the eye, that's from like, Days of Thunder back in the 80s when he was when Tom Cruise played a NASCAR driver. It's impossible, dude. Like, China is going to win the AI war. And the reason why is because we saw that with DeepSeek, how DeepSeek was able to do it at a fraction of a price and faster, and it's open source. And the companies that champion open source and is free of censorship, because keep in mind, I'm not going to deny the fact that China is a communist country and they have the great digital wall of China over there. But most of the people there, they really don't care. Like, they moved past 1989, if you know what I'm talking about, right, with Tiananmen Square. They moved past that. And a lot of the Chinese, they really love their government. Call it, I'm not here championing what China is doing. I'm not championing communism, not at all. But when you look at how their society is structured, there are sometimes even a couple of examples where they are even more open than what we are allowed or even not allowed to speak about in this country. And we just saw that with the Epstein files. And I'm just saying, like, there were several documents within the Epstein files where there is a small percentage of a certain group of people that have that are overly that have an overrepresentation in academia, in government, in Hollywood. We all know who runs the entertainment industry. Let's just like call a spade, all right? And so now watch the anti-Semitic comments get hurled my way. That's not the point. The point is, if you want to keep living in the 40s, okay, and you want to call everybody an anti-Semite, and we can't criticize nothing here, and then we see this, how Grok is nerfed, how ChatGPT is nerfed, how Gemini is nerfed when it comes to asking questions about a certain group of people, right? And this is why, like, they're going to sell this. Like, the rest of the world, like, we're so isolated from the rest of the world, right? They're just moving on ahead. But as far as, like, AI is concerned, they're going to say, yo, come over here. Like, right now you can use VPNs, and you can use, it's in Chinese, but then you translate the web page to English, and you can do like, I think you get like 10 videos of 15 to 20 seconds each. And let's say when they cut you off, you just log out, log back in with a different VPN address, and you're good to go. That's why you're seeing all these freaking amazing clips. And I want to show you one right here. And I want to talk about how this could easily be like a sequence of big Hollywood monster, like kind of Godzilla like. Dude, done at a fraction of the cost. Watch this. And listen to the sound too. So Hollywood can talk all the shit they want, right? But at the end of the day, it's going to, and look who chimed in on here. This is Rob Schneider. I mean, you guys know who Rob Schneider is. I mean, come on, guys. He's a famous actor. He chimed in and he said, "Dear Hollywood, you lost your mind, and more importantly, your audience with your unwanted leftist ideological self-identifying as morally superior claptrap. Now you lost your income forever. We'll take it from here. Bye." And he's responding to this right here. It says Hollywood's gatekeeping is dying. This person who just randomly tweeted this out. Very soon, blockbuster level films will come from tiny teams of obsessed hobby directors armed with AI, taste, and zero permission. Zero censorship, right? Big budgets won't matter. Gatekeepers won't matter. Now watch this. I want to show you something. So this is like super duper low budget. Like, I mean, they're in like in a living room somewhere, right? And check out their hair. It's like wet. Their clothes is wet. They're in the middle of the ocean. Watch this. So you can tell that the person behind the camera is doing all this because they know, okay, in post-production with the AI, we're just going to make pretend that, you know, the camera is like floating with them in the middle of the ocean. They're stranded, right? Shit like that. Now look at this. This is like someone's backyard, dude. Like someone's alley. Like, watch this. I mean, when you start to use your, like, think about the possibilities of what this could mean for, like, and I would even question now going to film school. Like, really, like Full Sail. I was going to go to Full Sail there in Orlando. And this is back in the, when was this? Back in, right after I graduated from the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale. I was going to go in the early 2000s, but it was just way too expensive. And it wasn't like it is today. Now I'm pretty sure that they have like curriculum, AI in their curriculum because they know what's coming, right? And like, what's the point of going to film school right now? Look at this. Look at this. This is like super duper big budget. Like when you break it down to like the dollar amount, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars like an hour on a big, A-list actor, big budget, summer, big budget. Those days are over. Imagine what this can do for TV shows as well. Okay, now watch this. So that's that. Here's another, like, they're trying to fix the ending of Game of Thrones. Now, keep in mind, this could be done with like in a hybrid version as well. Like, for example, not everything has to be AI. Like, for example, here, the two actors, the guy who plays Jon Snow and Khaleesi, they can come and, you can have probably maybe one or two, maybe 3 or 4 extras, depending on your budget. And then with AI, you just fill in the background with like, and that's how they're going to do it too. That's how they're going to sell it, with extras, right? And, Sean Astin, you guys already know who Sean Astin is, right? Let me pull it up here. Watch this. I can't believe that Sean Astin is now the president of Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA. I used to be a member of Screen Actors Guild, but this is Goonies, right? You might remember him from like Stranger Things season 2. He played Joyce Byers' boyfriend, this, that, and the third. But like he's having a tough time right now, bro. Like Sean Astin is having a really tough time because he's going to war against like AI, and I got to tell you, he's not going to win this fight. Like, look at this. Oh well, never mind. Remember him from Lord of the Rings as well. Here we go. Here's Lord of the Rings, Goonies, and then Stranger Things. But like he's trying to kind of put this all together and come to terms with the fact that Screen Actors Guild, SAG, and AFTRA are not going to be protecting AI the way they're protecting real life actors and actresses and everybody involved in the union, right? So that's what they were fighting prior to the previous shutdown, to the previous strike. And so they're not going to get anywhere with this. They're not going to win this, is what I'm saying. So that was like Game of Thrones. Now watch this. Here's another one here. Here's another like disaster kind of like, look, the MPA and Disney just hit ByteDance over Seedance 2.0, claiming massive copyright infringement. It's not going to happen. Look at this. This could be a video game trailer. Look how good this looks. And there's like a laser that comes from outer space. It looks so good, bro. Watch this. Like, this used to take hundreds of digital artists, tens of millions of dollars, if not $100 million. When you look at like big budget films, like Marvel films that cost $300 million, you have a lot of the staff, a lot of the locations, a lot of the sets. And then they're like, yeah, this is going to be a very heavy CGI film. Our budget just for the CGI alone is $100 million with 500 artists, and renting out fucking server farms, like with like tens of thousands of NVIDIA GPUs. It's over, guys. It's over. Now they can spit this out in a matter of seconds. Now, keep in mind, before the laser shoots down, it can cut to actors reacting like, oh my God, it's coming. I can't believe it. And those could be like real actors, right? And then cut to the AI shit, because it's like, what producer, what studio, what network isn't going to want to save hundreds of millions of dollars, if not tens of millions of dollars in post-production and special effects? Of course, dude. So they can all cry wolf now. But the moment they see the money coming in and the money that they're saving at a fraction of a price, right? When you look at what was it, Civil War or Endgame? That was almost like, I think, because like Robert Downey Jr. made like $90 million off that. So I think the budget was $300 million. And you're a producer, I'm a producer, right? And you mean to tell me we can do this now by 2030? We can produce a film on the scale of a Marvel film for like about $30 million instead of 150? Bro, everybody will talk shit now, but at the end of the day, they want to produce movies and they want to make money. Because if they can achieve the same results, yet get the same amount of money, net the same amount of like blockbuster earnings, it's going to happen. Check this out. This looks really good, man. Watch this. So that's like a really big special effects. And then you have, look at this. I don't know how I feel about this, because now, I mean, think about it. We're talking about like NBA highlights. Look at this. Like, gone are the days of like, someone with like 6 fingers, someone with like an extra arm on his back. Those days are over, brother. Here's one. If you remember this movie, remember Social Network?
What the fuck is this? It's a term sheet. Yeah.
Watch this.
What the fuck is this? It's a term sheet. Yeah, for 100,000 shares, this is a huge dilution. Mark! Yeah, it's a big one. What the fuck?
But you see this, right? Like, I mean, it's incredible. And now they're trying to fix the ending of Stranger Things. So this is going to be a reaction to this. And this is, Stranger Things. Oh my God, they fucking wet the bed on that one. They shit the bed on that one. And so this is exactly how, I'm not going to say that this is how it should have ended, but it should have been at this scale, not the shitty ass. I mean, I've invested 10 years in a fucking show, only for it to be like super cheesy the way it ended. And no, it's not about Will coming out of the closet being gay. None of that. Nobody cares about that shit. It's the fact that they, like, till this day, I mean, I can go on and on about you rambling about Stranger Things, but let me show you the video.
You put this thing inside me. Now it's mine.
Try harder.
They even got the voices down right too.
You think that power belongs to you? I planted it in you when you were 12. Every connection, every whisper you ever heard was me.
Then you made a mistake, because I learned to use it better than you ever did. Will!
Together.
Now you see this, right? I mean, I could just imagine. I mean, at 2 minutes and 30, I'll link it in the description, or maybe you guys can like look at the. Well, actually, I'll link this in the description. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. I mean, and it can even do. I want to show you this one here. This right here could easily be a commercial. Watch this. We've seen this before, right? Look at this. He's on his phone, texting, but he's in the middle of a period peace war. Just imagine like the narration, probably done by a real voiceover artist. This could be like an insurance commercial. This could be like a Geico commercial. Like, watch this. And this is what I'm saying. Like, even down to the actor. Like, forget about auditioning. I mean, there's no more auditions. Like, why would a client, let's say Geico, hires a big advertising agency and says, okay, we want to have like, and you know, there's going to be like a moment and a span of conceptualizing between artists. Okay, this is what we want. So there is the human element. There is a human touch to this, but they're going to be using AI tools. And like, why hire a bunch of fucking actors? Look at all these extras. Look at this. And like explosions, and let's say they shot this like in the middle of a field somewhere, right? Like, why do all that when you can easily just maybe hire one actor? Maybe this is the actor that they hired, right? And if they have a tough time, it's going to get to the point where they're going to have a really tough time hiring like the perfect look for an actor. They're going to say, just fuck it, dude. Like, scan some AI model in there, and then let's go with it. But they're going to perfect it where it becomes like less slop, and it's going to get so good. And this is how they're going to sell it to you with commercials. And keep in mind, I would say next year, probably with Super Bowl and like, you know, big events, big televised events, that's how they're going to sell it. Watch this. And just like, it'll get to the point where like these digital effects artists are going to probably subscribe, you know, pay their license to some, you know, higher end tier of this software. And they're going to say, you know what, like you know, we have copyright designs, but we're going to feed that into the machine, feed that into the software, and really tweak it to how we really want to show it. And to the point where like, they're just going to master it. And it's going to be very few digital artists who are going to be at the helm using these AI tools. And what a commercial like this, let's say this is what, 15 seconds? Let's say this is 30 seconds, double this length, double the amount of this, right? And from concept to execution to the airing of the commercial, let's say it took probably, I would say a couple hundred people. You could do this shit with like fucking 15, 20 people tops. And that's why Heineken is like, yo, we're just getting rid of 6,000 people. And we're going to be saving 450 to 500 million euros a year, starting 2 years from now. And this takes me to, I don't know if I can find it, right? I don't know if I can find it, but this takes me to like what the WEF, I think WEF says by 2030, I don't know, AI will replace workers, something like that, right? I think this is it. Hold on. This is the World Economic Forum, why AI is replacing some jobs faster than others. No, but there was another one that actually it was the WEF and another think tank, a global think tank, that is predicting that and I made a video about this, that by 2030 there will be anywhere from an 8 to 15% unemployment worldwide. Not just one country, just worldwide. And everything from data entry to insurance claims to even what's that word? What's that word? When you're working at a law firm? Oh shit, I forgot the name of the position. But even law firms and like I said, data entry and other positions, they're all going to be replaced, bro. So when you see all those women flexing on social media about oh, I check in at 7, I get to work using full self-driving in my Tesla, what I'm saying, while I put on makeup on my way to work, I don't even have to drive anymore. So I check in at 9, and then we have breakfast, and then we have a nice little team gathering where we uplift our morale, and then you see these videos, right? And they go fucking mega viral. And basically it's just fucking daycare for women, right? And all of those fucking jobs, GG, bro. They're all going. They're all going.